It's time to plan for May in our new altered book bullet junk journal. I will introduce my new set of freebies as well as a new optional style for the monthlies, weeklies, and trackers. And of course, my set of new and this month very colorful printables created especially for the month of May. Welcome, this is Barbara from Vienna, Austria. If you've missed the video where I put a fabric cover on this old book from Goodwill, then check out the link in the description box below. This is what we will be working in for May. But let me first introduce you to my new printables. So as every month, we have the set of freebies for you. So each week has a different style of background which coordinates with the background of my new kit, which is called Heart and Soul. So here we have the first 2 weeks of May, starting with May 3rd because that is the first Monday. The May 1 and 2 was part of the April kit because that was the last week of April. So that has Saturday May 1 and Sunday, May 2 on it. So you can find that one in my shop as well with the April freebies. So then we have the second week with these backgrounds. And this time we also have a third one because there's actually 5 weeks in May this year. Actually just because Monday, May 31st. And so I had to include that, which includes almost the whole first week of June as well. Then we have the May monthly overview with this background. Then these are the trackers. So we have, as usual, our 10K step tracker, and we have our habit tracker so you can track any habit you wish throughout the month. And the extras I have for these months, which you can find linked below as well in my shop, are these here for the notes. So I always use these for my gratitude and my to-do lists. This month looking a little bit different, just to switch things up a bit. These are all the little labels for May, as well as for, your summary page and your intro page for May. And yeah, your gratitude, your to-do lists and stuff like that. Everything in red this month. These are the Heart and Soul clip art images for this month that you can just fussy cut and add to your altered book or any other journal you would like. Very colorful this month. I love this theme. I think it goes so well with May. Next, we have our set of backgrounds, which of course can be used for any junk journal as well. So let me show you. There's 8 that have themes on them, and then there's 2 more plain ones that you can use with anything. So there's number 1. I just love how colorful these are. This speaks to me so much at this time of year. It's number 3, number 4, number 5, 6, 7. I think this is such a fun one with the huge polka dots. 8. And then the 2 plain ones. So there's this one, which is a really cool one, I think, for any kind of junk journal as well. And 10 with the fun polka dots. I just had to include this one. It's so cute and very versatile. And one tip for your printer, because sometimes you think I have this amazing printer, but I don't. I have one tip for you though. So this is just a regular A4 copy paper. I know a lot of creators print their printables to show on their videos on matte photo paper, which of course makes the colors pop a lot. I don't do that because I'm thinking a lot of you are not going to do it on photo paper because it's a lot more expensive. So I have a different tip for you. If you are happy with the kind of colors that I'm getting, then I think it helps on your printer. You probably have a setting where you can control the quality of your print. And what I do for these kind of prints is to set the quality to high. So usually the standard or the default would be medium quality, but I just move it over to high. Maybe I'll just show you here. This is what it looks like on my Mac. On your PC, obviously this is going to look different if you have Windows, but I'm sure there is a similar setting. So that's all I do. I have a kind of cheap Canon TS5050 inkjet printer, nothing special at all, but I'm super happy with these colors. As you can see, they are totally fine. And now coming to the new format of my weeklies. You might remember, if you've seen my April plan with me, it was kind of not ideal that I had to put all my weeklies and also my monthly and my trackers over this beautiful background paper. I mean, these are okay because you see some of it, but here you see I totally had to cover everything. Here, the tracker as well, and the monthly, right? So that's kind of a shame. So I had a few suggestions from you, which I took to heart. Some of you suggested that I print these weeklies and monthlies on vellum so that you could see the background paper underneath. Now that is a great idea. I would have never come up with that, but I decided against it because I'm not a huge fan of vellum personally, because vellum for me is a diva. It's a diva to glue down because it always curls up. And also, when you write on it with maybe a felt tip pen, it takes forever to dry. So I would be very likely to smudge what I'm writing. So I didn't want to risk that. So I decided on another route because it is a shame to cover up these backgrounds. So I created especially some papers which are the same background papers. Sometimes I've adapted them a little bit so that, like, for example, I would move the florals a little bit more down so you could see more of the florals on the side. And I have put the monthlies onto these background papers already. So this way you can just cut them down to whatever size your pages are, and you're ready to go. You don't need to glue this on another background paper. So that also should make it easier and quicker within your planner. So we have this one, we have this one, then there's this one, and lastly we have this one. And for example, what I also did was, so you see here, the bird I put then on top here so they would kind of peek into the planner page a little bit at least. So that is a change for this month. Then I also did that for the monthly. So that's ready to go as well. And they should fit pretty much to any planner size, anything that is A4, A5 or smaller. So the whole piece of paper is A4 and then folded in half, it's A5. So I'm thinking it should work for most of your altered books, or even if you don't want to use it in an altered book, but just print it like this and use it in a signature, that would work as well. And then for the 10K step tracker, I did the same. I already put it on this background paper. I will only be using this and not this. I'll be cutting this and then using the other half of my background to coordinate with this page. If I have it on a facing page, then I'll just use this on the other side so that they match. So there's a lot of mixing and matching you can do this month with all these options. And then this is also another page that I usually don't include in the monthlies, but I just thought it was so beautiful. So these are paper frames you can use in your planner or in anything else. I just think they are so beautiful. So that's why I wanted to add these as well. So you can find these in my shop. As always, before May, let me just show you quickly the rest of the pages I did for April after I stopped filming. So this is the one we've done together in the Plan With Me April. As you can see, all of this is still empty because I am filming this way ahead. So this is the next week of April then that I made, and I used some of my leftover notes that I had from the sandy backgrounds. I don't even remember which month that was. Oh, that must have been February, I think. So I added those. So I think it's fun to mix and match if you have leftovers. Then there's this one. And these tickets were in the April kit. But her, for example, is from another kit, as well as these, or this butterfly is also from another kit, and this as well. So I will link these ladies for you. I have a separate page with vintage ladies, which is quite fun, and I think that worked so well with this theme. Then yeah, this page. And lastly, I did the summer April page, adding another one of those ladies, and some other bits from the February kit, and of course from the May kit, and this collage you've seen. Oh, and I also wanted to show you, I also did this one off camera. This one here, I just kind of made a very simple and quick collage with odds and ends that I had laying around. These beautiful birds here are from a kit from Louise Heinzel. I will do my best to link these in the description box for you. There's a whole page with beautiful, beautiful tropical birds. And in my last video, I had also forgotten to add a tab for April. So I added another fabric tab here. So there's 4 for my 4 months, and of course the book page. I actually have nothing to add here, which is very sad, but I was not able to continue reading. I have felt like such a scatterbrain, so I'm still reading the second book to the Farseer's Theory from Robin Hobb, called The Royal Assassin. I haven't come very far, like 130 pages. It is a big book. It's not the fault of the book. It's a good book, but I'm really having such a hard time concentrating on a book because my thoughts are like a million miles an hour. So I'm not able to, but I'm definitely not giving up. So no book reviews this month, unfortunately, but I will have to make a book review page, of course, in my next journal. So let's move into this beauty. I am super, super happy with this. I love how this turned out. It was the first time I actually tried a fabric cover. Even added a headband here. I haven't done anything on the inside yet except adding these end papers. So we need to start the book. So this is a perfect month. If you haven't started your altered book planner yet, this might be the perfect time for you to join me, because I will start tearing pages from this one. So from my experience, I can say that the thicker the book pages are, I think the less pages you need to tear out in between. That is my learning from having worked in this one, where the pages were a lot thinner than in my previous altered book. I'm not calculating how many months I'm going to be able to fit in here. I'm not tearing the pages out in advance because I would like it to stay flexible so that I can adjust the number of pages I tear out as I go along. Also, if I would tear out all the pages in between now, it would kind of like collapse the pages and it would make it hard to work on. I like working in a book that is pretty much always like this block. So I don't like doing that. So I'm gonna keep the first couple of pages, like these two. This can be then the first one where I glue the backgrounds. I don't know yet if I will glue on both pages or just start on this one, but in any case, I will keep this page as well. So this will be where I start tearing out pages. And I'm going to tear out 10 pages because this one here, here I changed the number I tore out throughout the book, so I was not consistent. I think I started out with maybe 8 or something, and I realized it was not enough because, as you can see, it is a gator mouth. So I'm gonna start with 10, and we'll see how that goes. We'll see if that stays flat. So I'm just gonna tear out 10 pages. And as I've mentioned in the video where I covered this book, please use a book where your pages are glued in and not sewn in. And if they're sewn in, you will be able to see it in the middle here, but you'll have to look very closely. You want to be able to tear out pages freely without having to worry about tearing out one and then another one coming out somewhere because you've torn away the counterpart. So I'm just going to tear out 10 pages. If you have a lot of this paper left, like more than I have now, I encourage you to tear out as much of that as possible. Because even though we're going to be gluing these two together to hide that, it will affect the way the pages turn. If there's too much left here, it will be very stiff to turn. So you want to get rid of as much bulk here as you can. Next, what I do is I'm just going to put a line of glue along these three edges, not putting any glue in the middle. Actually, I'm just going to use my tacky glue. Oh, by the way, I finally made a tassel. I've been wanting to make a tassel for my glue pin forever, and somehow I don't know, I never did it, but I always keep losing my pin just like everyone else who uses these art glitter glue bottles. I have these linked below with the metal tip below in case you need one. But I finally made one and I'm so happy with it because now this is so much harder to lose than just the pin. And if you want to know how to do these, I followed a video which is actually pretty old. It's from 2018 from Tracy Fox where she made one. So I will link her video down below in case you need to see how to make these. And don't you just love the noise, the sound? I just love it. So I'm just gonna use my cheap tacky glue for this. Don't go all the way to the edge because everything is going to squish out otherwise. It probably still will, but actually maybe I'll just spread it with my fingers. I don't usually do that, but because this nozzle is bigger of this glue, I'd rather not chance it so that everything squishes out. So we'll just glue these together like that. And now, since we didn't put any glue in the middle, the page stays flexible. I'm going to leave this page and I'm going to tear out 10 again. And as always, we keep these pages because we can do so many more crafts with these for our junk journals. Then we glue these together again. We leave the next one and we tear out 10 again. So we keep doing this for the whole month of May. So once you've done that, you can go ahead and start decorating the May pages. Since this is the start of a new book, I want to start out again with my book review page, which I think will fit very nicely on this background from the new backgrounds from my kids. So I'm just gonna cut out 2 of these, ink them up, and then we'll glue those into the book. Again, I only put glue on the edges in order not to make my pages stiff. I'll decorate this later, but first I want to add the next pages. So this will be my intro page for May, and this will be my calendar page, the monthly page. So I'm going to be using this one, and I'm just going to cut out these 2 separately and then switch them around because this one here I need empty for the intro page to make a little collage, and this one will be the monthly. So this monthly overview I think is really helpful. I personally use it to track the videos so that I know which ones I am posting when, and I can plan accordingly. Obviously, if you don't have a YouTube channel, this is not very interesting for you. But I think it's great to just have an overview of what the month looks like, what weekdays are on which dates. You could add birthdays or any other important events here, obviously. And the next page will be my 10K step tracker. So I'll cut that out. And since I've already used this background here for my book page, I'm going to use this one here, which is the most similar to this here. So I'll just probably I'll use this side and cut this out and put it on that side. And in case you are not familiar what this 10K tracker is, it's simply a way for me to track my steps that I take each day, and I try to manage 10,000 steps a day. And I don't have a Fitbit or anything on my arm that will tell me. I just have my tracker on my phone. So actually it's just tracking these steps that I take outside of my apartment, because in my apartment I'm not going to carry my phone around with me. So that's the way I can track them. So I have my 10K line here, so that's my goal, and then I just fill in how many thousand steps I've managed each day. And on the days that I don't walk, I try to do fitness at home. And I've started to just track that on the same tracker. That works pretty well. Let me show you here, for example, was March. So the peach ones are where I have walked, and the yellow ones are an hour fitness. So I made for myself, I defined that 1 hour fitness at home is equivalent to 10,000 steps. So I can track them in the same tracker, and that kind of works out well for me anyway. And next, let's do at least one of the weeklies so that you see what those look like. So we'll start out with this one, and coincidentally, this is not good because now I have, if I actually put in both of these, now I have the same page there, which of course I don't want. But what I can easily do is, so I still have this other half here of this one. So what I could do is, obviously I'm going to put this one here, and on this side, which is where my to-do list and my gratitude go, I'm just going to turn this around. I could actually also put it like this, but I think I would rather turn it around and then glue it in like this, and that way we don't have two of the same. By the way, if you want even more of my content, not in videos, but in general, and if you haven't seen or signed up for my newsletter, which is of course free, then you are welcome to do so. Whoops, I just totally smudged something here. Oh well. Then please head on over to my shop, and when you leave the site, no matter if you buy anything or not, when you leave the site, a pop-up should appear. Unless you've already declined it once, then it won't appear again. And also, if you've already signed up, it won't appear again, hopefully. But if you haven't been to my shop yet and you haven't ever seen the pop-up, then it should pop up right when you leave the store, not before. Then you will be prompted to see if you want to receive my newsletter. And in that newsletter, which comes monthly, it always comes towards the end of the month. I've sent 2 issues so far. I started it end of February, was my first edition, my first issue. So the next one is due end of April. So coming around now when this video is coming out. So head on over and sign up if you want to see what other projects I'm working on. I have like what's on my desk and some things that you would not have seen on Instagram either, and sometimes some sneak peeks, and of course also some information about new things in my shop. But it's not just about selling new products. It's also kind of just like staying in touch with you and showing you things that you won't see on my videos or on Instagram or on Pinterest, just to kind of, I don't know, if you want to keep track with what I'm doing, I guess. I don't know. Just to let you know there is that option, and the link to my shop and how it works is listed in the description box below, just in case you haven't seen that yet. Okay, we have that all done. So maybe I will just continue with the rest of the months, so that the rest of the weeks, so that you see what that looks like, and then just flip them through for you so that you know, and then we'll do some collaging. So I'm done gluing all of my weeklies, and I must say it is saving me so much time that these are already on the backgrounds, and that I just have to cut it out once and ink it up once. And it also, of course, saves me a lot of bulk because there's not 2 papers on every page, just 1. So I'm really happy with that decision. Thank you for making me realize that that is something I needed to do. Let me know if you appreciate this change. Obviously, you can still just have the freebies and go on as usual, but these do make your life easier, I have a feeling. Okay, so that was the first week. Then we have this one. Then there's this one. And this one. And this one going into June. And then I also did a last page for my summary for May. And then this will be the welcome page for June. So I did end up having to tear out more pages because you see here that's a lot. So let's see how it looks like. Yeah, we are still totally flat, so that's good. So it seems like 10 pages is working out nicely, but of course I haven't decorated them yet, but I don't think it'll add too much bulk. So I think 10 is a good amount if you want to keep your book flat. So shall we do some decorating, which is the fun part, I think. Let's maybe start out with an intro page for May. So the whole concept for my planner is to make my life as easy as possible, making a planner in my style that I enjoy working in, meaning that I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on my pages. So I have the Hello May, and I'm going to just take one of these here to put in a quote. I don't know yet what that will be. So I have these already cut out. Shall we do the blue or the red? And I kind of like the blue because that goes really well with that, and it's a bit of a more of a contrast. And then we can choose some other elements. I think I want another bird. Really loving these birds. Let's see, there's this one, this one, this one, and this one. I really like this yellow one. I have inked up everything already, so I don't know what to do. I have a feeling I want him going this way, so that rules out these two. So it's either going to be this one or this one. This one we have here already. It doesn't really matter. Or we go with something completely different. This is kind of more harmonious, I have the feeling, so that's good. So then maybe we add one of the florals. Don't want to cover that bird. We could put it like this. Maybe another one for up here. Maybe I can find something to put underneath this Hello May. I could use one of these offcuts from my backgrounds. So either the pink or a little more contrast with the blue. I'll just go with the blue. Why not? It's not something I would usually do. So let's do it. So I'll just glue this on here. This tassel makes me so happy. It's the little things in life, right? This is actually my real art glitter glue that I'm using. Splurging. I tried to buy a new one recently online, and currently they are really hard to get. Like, they have super long delivery times, like a few weeks. That's not okay. I know that in winter there's a problem because of the temperature, because the glue somehow probably solidifies or something. But, you know, not in April. Why is there an issue with delivery in April? Well, it must be due to COVID. I wouldn't know why else there would be any problems. I don't know if you have the same issue if you're in the US, but here in Europe, I was not able to get any with a delivery time of, like, I think less than at least 2 weeks. So I haven't ordered any yet, but I think I should. All right, we have this. Yeah, I think that's all it needs. So I'm just going to glue everything down. So this is what it looks like. Everything is glued down, and I want to add a quote here. And I just searched on Google for May quotes or May sentiments, and I found one short one because I needed to be short to go in here, which says, "I curled closer to May, comforted by her warmth." And I think that's really cute. It's by a person called Clara Cass. So I'll just add that here. Next, let's do one of the weeklies. I'm just realizing I have this blank page here. I guess this will be for another collage because I don't have a real purpose for it. Okay, let's first do the weekly. So this is a space for my to-dos and my gratitude. So this time let's use some of these. So there's 3 heart-shaped notes and there's 3 oval-shaped ones. I have not played around with these, so I don't know how they're going to look. I don't know if it's better to put 2 oval ones together or to mix them up. Yep, that would work too. Or 2 hearts would work as well. So what do we do? Since I have flowers here, I like having flowers on the opposite end, so that means a heart there is working well. And then we can just actually turn one of these around to have the flowers on the bottom to kind of balance this. Don't want to cover those flowers. So I think I will do it like this. So this will be my gratitude. Maybe I'll just do it like this. And then I need to do things, so I choose the this week. And I'll just add that to the top. And then we could maybe add some of the butterflies. And maybe even, no, heart is gonna be too much. So there's 4 butterflies in this kit. I have a lot more butterflies, obviously, in my shop, but these are with this kit, so let's stick to those. This one might work really well here. Yes, and I think that's really all the page needs because it already has so much here. I don't want to over decorate it. Yep, so I will just glue everything down. Super simple and quick. Okay, everything is glued down. And now let's make a collage on this one. I found this sticker that I've had forever. I know I got this on AliExpress, and I think this works really well with this month's theme. So I'm going to tear around this. Maybe I'll use this. We'll see. I'll tear around this and then see if I can somehow make a collage with this. So we have this one, which is quite big. We have this one, and I think I like this one better. This is such a dominant element that I don't think this is gonna work. No, that doesn't work. So it's gonna have to be this one. I am gonna ink this up, and then we'll see what else we can add around it. We could maybe add a strip of these fun dots behind it. Then I have this receipt which was gifted to me, and it's stamped, and I kind of like it in combination with this, but obviously it is very pink, so I think I would have to add it so that not so much is showing. I can save this number here for another collage. Not sure about this. Maybe I just want that strip on top. Maybe we'll just take this one that we just tore off. Yeah, just take that end off. I think that's better. And I have these stickers. I don't remember where these are from, but I do think they would work. Oh, I shouldn't glue that down yet, should I? Oh well. And maybe another one. Could do a pale green one, maybe on this side underneath. We're gonna need a third one. Can't just do 2, right? So either we go for the same pink or maybe the lighter pink, this one. And we want a triangle, so maybe underneath there or here. I think it needs to go here. Then maybe we can add something else here, but I can now glue these down because I know these are gonna be here, which makes it hard now that I put the stickers on. That's okay. I want to make things as easy as possible, and this one is a sticker anyway. I also have these stickers here, which I've had forever. I think these might be from Action. There's a little birdie here. They don't have glitter. I mean, they do have glitter, which I don't usually like anymore. But I'm thinking for my planner here, it's okay. I want to put him here, but then I'm covering up all the numbers again. Just put him like this. And what else? We have, oh, there's this sparkly flower, which would go well with this. So we have a triangle here. That's good. Do we need anything else? There's this small flower. Maybe this one we can fit somewhere. I think I'll just add it to this one. And then maybe we add a sentiment. How about this one? You belong you belong among the wildflowers, because we have, I think it's a wildflower here. Either I leave it like this or I cut it up. Might want to cut it up and maybe put it up here. So let's add that up here. Yeah, I think that works well. I will link these sentiments for you below as well. So yeah, this is probably not my favorite collage, but it's cute for spring. And I think it always feels good to add things that you've had a while that you haven't used. This isn't sticking down properly. Especially like stickers and stuff. I rarely use stickers, but I think the planner is the perfect place to add them, and it just feels good to use stickers that you've had forever. So to wrap this up, let's do a quick flip through of what we have for May. So this is where we're gonna have our book page. We'll do that either next month or I'll just do it off camera, because I'm probably gonna do the same thing like I did in April. Then we have intro page for May and our monthly. My 10,000 step tracker, which I cut too narrow because you can see here, you can still see the text, but it's fine. Then we have our collage for May, first weekly, and I will obviously be decorating all of these pages. Then I'll show you that for my Plan With Me June. So these are the rest of the weeklies, and this will be my summary for May. So that's where we are in this book. Loving it so far. Can't wait to start working in this, but need to finish up the April one first. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and have fun planning your May pages. Love you guys. Mwah! Mwah!